Welcome to session 1 for Changeling 20th anniversary at West Virginia. If I assume everyone is in town. If you just kind of want to let me know where you are in turn in the town, we'll get started.
I'm at the sporting goods store.
How far away did you say Clarksburg was from here? Just from my reference point.
I think it was like 25 minutes.
That's what I thought.
That feels really accurate. Wait,
Actually,
no, sorry. I was thinking about you guys being in Morgantown, not from Adit. Sorry.
No, it's about the same distance, but it's south. You get off at the Jane Lou exit.
And I want to remind you up front, Kevin, I have the common sense perk. So I don't
remind me how that works.
The storyteller gives me a warning if I'm about to do something stupid.
Yes!
Oh, really? Is there a limit to that?
Yeah.
Like, all the time?
Well done, John.
Congrats, you found the one min-maxing capability in this game. Common sense.
I'm really proud of you, John.
There's no limit to that. That's fine. So in part because the setting is entirely fictional and I didn't send you anything to know about it. If there's like question, like you would have some common knowledge about the city, about what's in it, and all that stuff. So feel free to ask those questions like, hey, is there this? Where is it? Where would I go to look for this? Do I know anything about this type of event? And I'll answer, all of those questions that would be reasonable for you to know.
I guess what is there to do in this physical town? Because I just sort of assumed that with my background, kind of how I described it, I'd be doing a lot of my gym, boxing sort of shit, probably up in Clarksburg, and then living somewhere between Adit and Clarksburg.
Okay, I mean it's basically a commuting distance. The biggest time suck is getting to the interstate. Because it's just routes to get there. It's like Route 19 and something else to get back to 79, and then it would be 10-15 minutes on the interstate to get off the Clarksburg exit.
Gotcha.
But it's not too far. You could even commute from one to the other.
Okay.
But the town is about the size of a cannon. It's a little bit less than 6,000 people.
Okay.
So it has a hospital, a high school, small town sporting events. It's obviously not the size of Morgantown. Morgantown would be like the big city to be nearby compared to Clarksburg and Bridgeport. I'm trying to read your message again, John, to find the name. Jesse Haggerty, right? You're at Haggerty's shop?
Yes.
Yeah. So this is the local pawn shop, and it's run by a knocker. And this is like the local source for chimerical items. And this shares a wall with Jesse's gun store, and the two of them are actually friends.
I like that.
Cool.
So Ben, where are you at?
If I'm in Adit, I am probably at the actual. What time of day are we doing here? What time of day is it? Mid-afternoon. If it's a weekend and I'm in Adit, I'm at the school probably trying to do some kind of music lessons. Or I guess the home. I call it the school.
Okay.
Well, if it's a weekend, is that what it was said? It was a weekend, like a Saturday or Sunday?
Yeah, it's a weekend. It's Saturday.
Okay. I'm probably at the orphanage practicing. If it's odd, I'm practicing music. If it's even, I'm practicing twirling / fighting. It's even. I've got the baton out.
Sounds good. So, John, while you're standing there talking with Jesse, you see a little sort of 6-inch clockwork figure. If you've ever seen Return to Oz, it looks like it's actually assembled of little sharp pieces from wristwatches, like discarded digital watches from ages, from years past. And it's this little tiny 6-inch creature that comes around the corner and walks in the front door and pulls on your leg to get your attention.
All right, I find a convenient time to break in the conversation and kind of like segue to, oh yeah, I was gonna see if you had this piece of this brand of dirt that I was looking for. Let me just go check out your aisles there and wander off that way to try and have a meeting with this clockwork guy.
All right. So Jesse tells you if you need anything, just give him a holler, and he'll be happy to help you out. So the little tiny clockwork creature like lifts its hands up like it wants to be picked up, like a small child might do.
Sure, I'll pick it up.
So as soon as he gets close to you, it starts to whisper, but it's actually whispering in the voice of the knocker from next door. And
Okay.
It says, hey, look, I need your help. I'm in a bit of a jam. If you could grab a couple of people that you trust and come to the pawn store, I really need some help.
Got it. Okay. Well, I'm gonna head back to the orphanage then.
And once the little guy's task is done, he just kind of poofs and apparates out.
All right, I'll head in my truck and head up there, and on the ride, I'm gonna get on my cell and call Ben.
What's your character's name?
Mark. What's your character's name?
Mac. After my phone rings for 5-6 times and it's about to go to voicemail, I pick it up. Sorry, Mark. Just doing a lesson at the moment.
All good, Mac. I know how it is. Hey, I might have a need for a little bit of muscle here. You free?
Oh.
Yeah, you free?
Glance down at my watch.
Hey, can I retroactively say that I, kind of tried to glance over at his shop on my way out to my truck?
Sure.
Do I see anything unusual?
To whose shop? To the
You said it was
shop?
adjacent, right? Yeah.
Yeah, they share a wall. No, there's you actually can't see deep enough into the shop, though. They have that silver mirrored finish across the windows, like a one-way mirror.
I'm gonna ask the wall. If it, oh man, how would I even phrase this that a wall would understand? Let me puzzle that out for a second. I gotta bring up the page.
You're using Willow Whisper?
Yes.
Okay. Is that Primal?
It is Primal 1. I'm allowed to ask nature, pretty much. Nature 4. I think I can pretty much ask anything. It's what I can ask about.
It's the topic of the question. You can speak to anything, but the realm dictates the topic of the question. So you can ask about mostly natural events.
Yeah, I'm not going to waste any glamour so early. I'm just going to do what he asked and move on.
That doesn't require any glamour at all.
Right. I could use a glamour to do a realm that I don't have.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, good call.
That's why I took so many glamour. I'm just like, fuck it. Expensive glamour's cheap, and I can use it for anything.
Smart. Yeah, Mark, I've been giving lessons for about 2 hours. Where you want me to meet you at?
Let's get together at the orphanage, and then I'll give you the details from there.
Yeah, do I need anything?
I don't know.
What are we doing?
Since I'm driving, I got a message from what was his name again, Kevin?
Oh, I actually didn't tell you. His name is Brazier Goblin Smoker.
Yeah, I got a message from Goblin Smoker, but he was not very clear. I don't think his I think his bandwidth was limited.
Do I know who Brazier is?
Yeah, probably.
Okay. So he's driving to the orphanage, so I'll just wait for him. Keep giving my lessons.
Right. It's not a long drive. It's not a long drive. It's like 5-7 minutes.
Okay.
All right, John. So you arrive without incident. You're at the Adit orphanage. You pull up. It's a kind of a gravel road towards the top of it's almost like a mesa. It's the top of a rounded ridge, so the road traces and then follows along the ridge line. And as you pull up to the house, you can see it's an older, like maybe 120-year-old brick structure, 3 floors, a couple of wings, and a wraparound porch on the back and one side.
Cool. I park my truck in my usual spot and walk up through the front entrance. If there's what is it?
I mean, you guys know the orphanage well, so you're able to know where Ben typically practices and hunt him down pretty easily.
Yeah, well, I'm gonna head up to what's her name? Robert? What's your character?
Oh, Claire.
Claire. I'm gonna head up to Claire's room.
Oh, are you now?
Yeah,
so
I assume
you're gonna let yourself right in, huh?
Oh well, it's probably the
rooms on the second floor.
Yeah, it's dorms, huh? I'm not gonna walk into the dorms. That's weird.
No, Claire has a private room. She shares it with 2 roommates.
Oh, okay. All right. Yeah, I'll go rap on her door. I assume that's where she practices. If I imagine I would know after all these years where she practices. If it's not her room, then I'm gonna go there instead.
Sure. All right. You find her. She's not hard to find.
If she's alone, then I can just talk to her. If she's with roommates, then I need to come up with a ruse.
Claire, are you alone?
Okay, actually, I go to Ben first.
Yeah, you hear some real basic rock music playing through an amp.
Like, where are you? Or is there a gym at the orphanage?
No, like some rock music just playing through an amp. Like when I come here to teach, I bring like an amp and a guitar. So you're just following the sound of rock music. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I'm not sure the first floor, so Kevin, wherever you think would be most appropriate to do that.
There's actually an old concert room on the eastern part of the first floor that's been renovated into kind of just like a sitting room, so it would make sense for you to practice there.
Perfect.
Cool. All right. I just come in and stand in the doorway for a minute or for a second to scan the scene.
Who am I teaching, Kevin?
There's 2 Robert. Yumiko, we have sound.
Oh wait, is that Robert?
That was Robert.
Yeah.
Hey, what's Claire's specialty again? Is she primary social?
Yeah.
Awesome. Okay. No, I am gonna go to Claire first.
100%.
Okay. Yeah, we've known each other a long time.
Yeah. I gave you your first flute.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So I'm gonna come up and knock on your door. Are you alone?
That thing Kevin sent made it with text sounds really confusing as to whether I have 2 roommates or if I have a place by myself.
You have 2 roommates. You're not in the big dorm.
Okay.
You're not like in a barracks situation. You have a door.
Okay.
So I don't know if you're alone at this moment. I mean, do they usually bugger off when you're practicing, or do they just sit there and like ignore you? They're girls, so they probably leave, right?
I'm practicing the twirling. I'd say it's 50-50. If I was practicing flute, they'd probably be heading for the hills, right? Yeah.
True. Yeah. Okay. Well, someone decide.
Robert, it's your room. Are there people there or not?
They are not at the moment. I just rolled the die on it.
All right. I'm like, hey, Claire, can I come in?
Come on in.
All right. I come in and leave the door cracked, and like, hey, I need your help with something. Shoot, what was his name? Goblin
Brazier.
Goblin Brazier.
Brazier, Goblin Smoker.
Yeah, Goblin Smoker left me a strange message, and I need your help to come see what's going on with him.
Okay.
I'm not really sure what's happening. He didn't give me any details, but so I guess we should be prepared for anything.
All right. Let's head out.
All right.
Great.
Claire has joined the party.
Third.
All right, so we start heading down the stairs towards the sound of rock music, and I'm like, "Hey, why don't you run on and get Mac for me?"
All right. In what?
He's expecting us. If you could just get him to come meet us out front, or meet me out front.
All right. Okay. He's like, "Do you want me to drive? I'm a 17-year-old orphan."
He's here at the orphanage. You know that he trains here on a regular basis, and you can follow the sound of rock music.
No, I teach the kids.
Oh yeah. He
Just rock.
Yep, simple stuff they actually want to learn, not that flute shit.
All right, so you find Mac without incident. It's pretty easy to follow the sound of guitar music, and they're in the former music room that looks out onto kind of like a glassed-in conservatory, and then the side yard.
All right. I'm gonna go approach it. Continue towards the sound of rock music.
Who am I teaching?
Just one of the students at the orphanage.
Okay.
You want it to be a recurring student, or
Whoever. His name's Billy. We'll go with that.
there we go.
As soon as I see Claire around the corner, I said, "Hold on, Billy. Hey, Claire."
Hey, Mac.
What brings you out this way? You see Mark?
Mark sent me.
Where's he at?
He said he'd be around.
I'm out front.
You need to meet him out front.
Now, Billy, you know I normally don't leave this stuff here, but if I do, you gonna put it away?
sure.
Sure,
That kid is totally not.
Sure, you.
That kid is totally not putting away anything. As soon as you're out of here, he's out of here.
I don't really believe you. I think you need to show me how we do it. And I wait for him to put all my shit away.
All right, he starts spooling up cables, but he does not look happy about it.
Once all my shit's put away. All right, Billy, see you next week.
All right, so the three of you know that to get back to Mark's car, you're going to have to pass the oldest well in the county, and it is the first well drilled west of the Alleghenies, and it is an interesting place. If you into it, and it will actually toss that penny right back to you, and you can do this once per day, and that penny is 1 point of dross, so consumable glamour.
Oh man,
that's cool.
Well, we better stop there.
Yeah, absolutely.
We better each throw a penny in there.
Once per day.
Per person, or
probably overall?
Yeah, no, per purpose. Each person can toss a penny in and get 1 penny back.
Okay. Nice.
And so dross works just like a point of glamour, except it doesn't subtract from your glamour pool. You consume it and use it very much like a battery. You don't have to physically eat the penny.
Quite convenient. All right. So wait, so everyone's out front then?
Yeah, come find you.
Everyone exit the building and see you standing by your truck.
All right, y'all. Now, like I said, I don't know what we're actually walking into here, but let's stop by the well just to be safe.
Always a good idea.
All right, I'm going to go ahead and over that way and go ahead and grab some change and toss it in.
All right. It's a pretty simple thing. You just toss the penny in, wait a second, and the penny comes back at you, but about 3 times as much force as you used to toss it in. And make an athletics check to catch it. Dex athletics.
Okay.
I mean, if you miss it, you can just pick it up. But
is our difficulty 7? Or
It's 6. It's pretty standard.
okay. Dex plus athletics. Cool. I'm gonna have to re-roll dice. I can't believe it, but I could only put my hands on 5 d10s. What has become of Robert?
That doesn't even feel right, man. God.
Okay, I caught it.
And need to re-roll 2 of these.
Can you see my roll?
I can. Looks like
I
2
can.
7s and an 8. That's pretty decent.
Best roll of the night.
Well, this is with re-rolling a 2 and a 3, but I'm showing. I had to re-roll those because I only have 5 dice for seven dots, but now I'm showing 2 9s and 3 10s, so 5 successes.
Cool.
9, 6, 7, 7, something. You can't see those at all, can you?
I can.
All of you catch your penny.
God, that's going to become an embarrassing moment for me later. I'm going to be the one who botches.
All right, I'll lead us on to the truck.
Comment of the letter.
So how's everyone's weekend going?
Billy's getting better, but he still hates it.
Stick with it.
You think he's getting better?
Not everyone can be held to such high standards.
You're
Everyone's
right.
got to start somewhere.
Some glamour and get what's out of it. Get what he's got soon. He's got no long future to invest in.
He's got as much of a future as he wants in it. Just has to put his heart into it.
Sure.
That's pretty cynical, Claire. I see that that hasn't changed about you.
I mean, some players are long-term investments. Some of them just make play really well for a bit. Take what you can.
Yeah, that
You know
one.
what it is to be good for just a little while. That's good, right?
That is good. Sometimes it's good to pay it forward too. I guess you got to decide. So we're driving along.
I definitely get in the front seat. Hopefully I beat Robert to it.
Give me a test.
I figured this would become a point of contention.
Is this Dex with athletics again? Is that what we're rolling again?
Yo.
I think you have to set up the
I
middle.
will remind you that Robert is nobility, right? Y'all commoners.
Yeah, that's fair. I forget you're a she.
Well, the nobility should probably sit in the middle with the 2 bodyguards on both sides.
Nobility gets the hump. That's the rule, right?
I think that's the best logic I've ever heard, John.
All right, so you guys arrive at from Rust till Pawn without incident. You pull up to the brick building. You can just pull up kind of diagonally, like you see often on main drags of small towns. If there's no paid parking, you just kind of roll up and that's the deal. So it's a brick-based building. It's right next to the sporting goods store, and it's all covered in that one-way foil kind of mirror reflective surface.
You may have said this earlier, but just as another reference point for me, what time of year are we rocking? What season? Are we just reflecting real world or?
Yeah, real world.
Okay.
So the season is wet.
Yeah, nasty.
All right. I park the car, and as I'm getting out, I say, "Remember, I don't know what's going on." And when we get to the door, I'm like, "After you, my lady," and I open it for her.
All right. Since I don't know what's going on, I'm just gonna have my baton in my arm like this. Just because
your baton has a chimerical nature also, doesn't it, Robert?
it does.
You want to go ahead and describe that for everybody?
It is. Let me grab a picture for you real quick. Let's see. There we go.
Okay.
That's the basics of the mace. It may or may not show across, but like the three-dimensionalness of it shows that those are vaguely maple leaf shaped, and they are red and yellow of
That's
autumn
big.
leaves.
So like I
And
can or like normal humans can't see that?
Correct.
no, normal humans see a pretty standard baton, good enough to use in competition, but nothing special.
Unless they're enchanted.
Unless they're enchanted, in which case they see a mace.
In which case, they probably think they've gone insane or someone has slipped them LSD.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, the maze is the least of their problems.
All right, so Mark pulls opens the door and beckons Claire to enter.
All right.
So as soon as you guys enter, you can hear in the back this kind of low rumble of murmur furbin, mother furbin, just this like string of like low but quiet curses. And when the bell rings for the door, you see a gray head pop up, and he's an old man, but at once he's also has this red hair, this white ashen skin with red swirls on either side, and you recognize that as the Knocker, who is the proprietor of From Rust Till Pawn, and is known as Brazier Goblin Smoker. Finally, I've been waiting for you guys for half an hour.
Yeah, we came as fast as we could, Brazier. What's going on?
Look, I got in a bit of a jam. I took a job, and I thought I could complete it. This nobleman, he's from down south, and he asked for this thing, and I thought I could make it. And last night, someone broke into the store and stole half of the supplies I need. So I need you guys to either get those back or get me suitable stand-ins, and it has to be done today. Look, it's a big ask. So if you guys can pull this off, I will give you a forever 10% discount on all products, goods, and services out of the store for life. I swear this by land, by sky, and sea, you will get a 10% discount. You can feel actually the weight of this press in on you as the Dreaming has heard the oath, and the oath is in existence. You will forever get a 10% discount on any goods or services. And this is the place you go for chimerical manufacturing of any sort.
That sounds pretty serious, Brazier. What kind of supplies were stolen?
Look, you guys need to keep this on the down low. It's not precisely illegal, but maybe it's not the most legal.
Hey, we're all on Sealy here.
That's not true.
I need it's just a few of them, actually, between 9 and 30 human teeth and at least one red cap tooth.
Nine and 30 human teeth.
So somewhere in there. I mean, if you could find the ones that I had, that would be great. But if not, suitable stand-ins. But this has got to be on the down low. You can't get caught. You can't kill anybody. But I need at least 9, and then I can at least fulfill the contract. But more would be better.
Who's your contact? Tooth Fairy?
No, that Tooth Fairy has teeth.
What did he say?
That Tooth Fairy.
The Tooth Fairy already has teeth.
Where were they stolen from? And who would steal teeth?
Here in the so he gestures to the back of the store and pushes back the door. And the store is actually a level 1 workshop freehold. And there isn't a balefire per se, but there is a small chimerical forge in the background. And this is where all of his chimerical items are made. And he's like, I had them back here, and I was getting ready to just finish completion on the Mother Furbin item, and I cannot piss this person off. She has a temper.
Where exactly were you keeping them?
He gestures over to a shelf where there's a weird collection of things like the beard of a woman and a ribbon and all kinds of weird stuff.
All right, I head over that way. What is it?
Was anything else taken from here?
Not that I've noticed.
while they're talking, I head over that way, and what is it? Brick walls?
Yeah.
Yeah, I take that coin that we got earlier, and I scrape it along the wall to generate sparks, and I use the glamour from it to so sparks are my bunk for my primal, and then I use the glamour to take the extra dot and fey that I need to ask him about it. And
Okay.
I asked the shelf.
Does that give you 1 dot in fey, or does that negate the need for fey dots?
I would need to double check the rules. I was kind of assuming the worst.
Let's assume it just negates the need. It just negates the need for the realm.
And I want to say, who all was by here last night, or who all took something off of you last night? I'm asking the shelf. This is a whisper. I doubt anyone can ever hear me.
Yeah, it has to be quiet because it whispers back to you. Well, Brazier took his what do you call the tool? And there was a stranger here. How specifically did you phrase your question again, John?
I said who.
Because the shelf is not going to know the name of anybody.
Oh, okay.
There
Can you
was
describe it for me?
A stranger here with a red scarf.
So do we hear you whisper, but we just don't hear the response? Or are you whispering so quiet we don't even hear you whisper? Just out of curiosity. Like, I'm trying to figure out if I actually know what you're doing.
It's a quiet room, so you would probably be able to hear him whisper, not the response. So, for instance, this art does not work in the middle of a busy freeway or at a concert or maybe even in a loud office. Both things happen in a quiet whisper.
Yeah.
So both of you would know that all three of you, sorry, would know that there is a group of red caps who often deal in items.
Does the red scarf mean anything to me?
I mean, and maybe as a hallmark of potentially a red cap, they don't have to wear anything red, but they typically do.
Well, I asked the shelf if he knows what house they were from, or what not house, but race, subrace.
How long does this work for?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it just the example is like they interrogate a tree, so it's like I don't know. I mean, I guess I can like talk for a little bit. It's like a moment, not a scene.
Shelves cannot see into the dreaming, so it's gonna draw a human.
What?
What do you mean shells can't see into the dreaming? That's absurd.
Sorry.
That's fair. All right. Well, I'm gonna rejoin the group then and say the shelf says someone with a red scarf came by last night.
That's the changelingest statement that's ever been made.
What is it?
It's like the most changeling statement that's ever been made. The shelf reported on the web.
Completely unfazed by John's comment. Razor, I'm sure you have some kind of security system in place here. I mean, with everything you do.
Well, yes, but
what is it?
It's they're of a magical nature, and they were defeated last night, and I've got nothing.
And
Did you roll an 8, Robert? For what?
Or is that a face?
That was just a face.
Yeah. And you don't have any cameras or anything in here? Is like just kind of look around?
No, I checked. It's gone. There is a back door to the shop, so you know that.
Hmm.
I'm assuming Adit is too low grade to have anything other than like traffic light cameras.
Yeah,
I'm assuming most of the surrounding businesses and stuff probably don't have that kind of stuff either.
Oh, the changeling
probably
can
not.
ask. All right, it's one question per success. So you mind if I actually roll and see how many questions I should come up with?
Hopefully you get 3, because that's how many I answered.
Hopefully you get 4, so he has to answer one more.
You didn't actually answer 3?
You get to ask. It doesn't answer them.
What's my difficulty?
6. I mean, you're talking to a wall.
I used a bunk, though.
You did, so that would lower it by 1, so 5.
All right, fine. I got 2 successes.
Okay, well, we'll say that you have the answers you have, and that's that.
Cool. I reckon I'll check out back.
Yeah.
Ooh, I've got a dot in investigation. What does that do for me?
And I've got, go ahead. So I thought that was partially larceny, which is why I took that. That's supposed to, I thought it was like security system from when I was reading the new rules. So
I think investigation is like technically how to answer questions, but yeah, either one of those would be applicable.
Okay. So while he's doing that method, I'm going to use the larceny method, and we'll both go about looking for shit.
Yeah, I'm going to do a perception investigation to see if there's anything that looks worthy of interest.
All right.
What would I be rolling?
Larceny, probably larceny and perception.
Okay.
Standard DC.
3 successes.
From the inside where you're at, there's actually no sign of anything typically disturbed. It doesn't look like any doors were forced. Whoever came in here knew exactly what they were going for. Since you're not talking, it's tiny, Ben. I can't see it.
891. So 8.
8 and the 9 stands. So you go outside and you're looking, and the door looks intact. So either whoever came in here had some way of entering legitimately or illegitimately, but it didn't require force.
Okay. Guys, this wasn't forced open. You got any workers who might have a key?
I don't have any workers, but there's a couple of keys floating around. Look, I'm pretty sure I knew who took it, so it's probably best that you just go and try and get new teeth, because I don't think it's worth pissing this guy off, and I don't know that you guys can stand toe to toe.
Well, it's about time you tell us. Who are we talking about here?
It's okay.
I mean, come on. I mean, if we agree that he's no threat, you telling us who he is will be no problem. Charisma plus etiquette.
Oh, so you're going to use your winning charm?
Yeah,
that's going to be a DC of 8 because he's scared.
Well, I get 1 canceling out one of these successes. I get 1 success because I got 2 and 1 canceled one.
All right. His name's Poodle.
One more time. I'm sorry.
Poodle, like the small dog. He's a red cap, but he's a weird red cap. He's a weird fellow. But if you go down to the blocks, which you guys will know from your map is the kind of curved large buildings that are in kind of the southeast part of the city, he and his group hang out there. Look, I bought the teeth off of him originally, and I think that he thought he could just come in and take them back. I need them. I can't let this person down. So it doesn't have to be those ones. I just need some teeth. 9 human teeth at least. More is better. And one red cap tooth. I might be able to get the red cap tooth if you guys can't, but I gotta get these teeth. If you get stuck and you you can't think of maybe a place. I might be able to think of something, but you gotta give me some time to think about it.
All right.
Do we know who this guy is?
That's what I was gonna.
You know the reputation of Poodle, but you actually don't know what he looks like. You've never seen him. He is known to basically deal in black market organ sales, and he's not particularly picky about how he comes across access to those. And he's not a nice guy. He doesn't really play politics. Doesn't really fit in anywhere. He and this group of red caps basically run the blocks.
Do we know what his real world identity is?
No.
Say, well, guys, what do you think about that?
Well, I can't think of any legitimate means to acquire teeth that I'm going to be okay with. Looking at the two of you glaringly, I think we need to get those specific teeth back.
I mean, we could probably
There are
just
lots
like go
of places that may
wrestling
have teeth
match or
bed.
something, right?
I couldn't hear what you guys said. You talked over each other.
I said we could probably just go to a wrestling match or something, right?
I guess I could just do a boxing seminar.
We need a red cat too, though.
He might be able to secure that, but if you can acquire a red cap tooth, that will make things go a little smoother. But there are many places actually where human teeth might be found.
Is there a morgue here?
Yes. Every town has a morgue, basically.
Okay.
It's in the hospital here.
Well, we'll figure out how we're going to do this, but we can do it for you. I have confidence. Let's go, guys.
All right. I head out the back just because I want to see what things look like back there.
Mm-hmm.
It's a
think
shared
maybe
alley
there's a-
between. Go
What
ahead,
is it?
Robert.
Do you guys think maybe there's a dentist who like would sell us pulled teeth? I bet there's sickos who buy it.
I'm not sure if broken teeth would work. Honestly, maybe we should have clarified that.
I mean, like,
I open the
So
back
the
door.
back alley, John, is a small alley between the two of the main streets downtown, and it's basically where small trucks would come in and offload goods into the businesses on either side. So it's only about 12 feet wide, this space. It's not a road, but it's got, stuff in it, trash cans, boxes.
I'm going to just do another investigation to just see if there's anything unusual here. I mean, I think we already have all the information we want, but it can't hurt. I got, looks like 3 successes.
Cool. Does your 10 count as 2 successes?
I didn't actually take a specialty in my perception, so no.
Okay. All right. Yeah, there's nothing really different out here. It's just kind of an alley that sees a lot of use, whether it's foot traffic coming through to drop stuff off. So anything that might have been left from last night is just worn in with the regular stuff.
Yeah, that's a good question, Claire. We should get some clarification from Razor. What kind of quality these teeth need to be? If chipped and broken teeth will work.
Claire, do you mind popping back in there and getting that out of him?
You're ordering a noble around politely with questions. I like it.
Honestly, she's the social one, so
yeah. I only have a 2 in manipulation though. Like I'm sharp and I'm pretty, but I'm not smart or manipulative. Like this character is not min-maxed.
This is gonna be hilarious because my guy's charming too. He is 1 dot manipulation, so we're awful at that aspect of social and good appearance too. So John, we need to manipulate somebody. We're relying on the old man angle.
I don't know. Old men are great at manipulating me. It's, you know.
Oh my.
Robert will charm it out of him.
I'll
John, are you
try.
heading back in?
I will head back in and try to charm it out of him.
All right. While she's doing
you're
that,
asking a straightforward question. You don't have to necessarily manipulate an answer for what kind of thing did you need?
I think that'd be more of an appearance anyway.
I don't think it requires a roll. I think you can just ask the question.
This might be it. Look, everyone just wants to roll dice, Kevin. It's been a long time for some of us.
Okay, all right. Roll some dice.
That's very true. Even the Vampire game I've gone to, it's rock, paper, scissors, which is a mind game. It's not fucking dice.
Go ahead and roll them slowly and cast them across the table.
Feel the power.
We'll make ooh-ah sounds for you.
Oh yeah, that was a good roll.
Yeah.
I couldn't see it.
So good.
It's an 8, a 9, 6, 4, and a 5.
Oh, you're totally getting
Okay,
it.
that's fine. So what specifically are you asking?
What was I asking? I was just agreeing to what John asked me to do.
Trying to clarify if broken teeth work.
Yeah, do broken teeth work?
He kind of looks at you funny, as if it actually hadn't occurred to him that you might end up with fractions of a tooth. And he's like, I guess it probably doesn't really matter, but I think it would probably look nicer if they were all whole.
Well, we'll see what we can do, honey, okay?
Just make sure most of the tooth is there. Like, if you bring me 10% of a tooth, that's not going to count as 1. It's going to count as, like, 0. So...
But what if we brought you 10% of tooths?
I guess we'll burn that bridge after we've crossed it.
That's awesome.
While Robert's having that conversation, I want to turn to Mac and say, all right, Mac, what do you think our chances are with dealing with Poodle?
I think if we can acquire these in other means, we don't need to get on his radar. He seems like bad news.
You got any ideas for that?
Well, outside of morgues, and I think Claire had maybe mentioned a dental office. Those make sense to me.
Yeah, because the reason I'm asking you in character is because earlier you asked the question, do we have a morgue out of character? So
yeah, no, that's fair.
Cool. I assume Claire's back out here by then. As soon as Claire gets back out here, I'm like, all right.
I guess we could dig up a grave, too.
I think it's going to be easy to find dentists.
All of these things have been on a list that I produced of possible ways to acquire teeth, and you're less than halfway through the list that I came up with. So, and you may come up with things that I didn't. So feel free to ponder that while you begin your scavenger hunt.
I feel like we've got enough options here.
A lot of more, but none that I want my character to say out loud.
So I've taken each of these tasks that I came up with, and I assigned them a polyhedral die amount for how many teeth each one will produce. So as you pick your tasks, we'll see how many teeth you come up with.
Oh, man. You're letting us see under the curtain.
Well, I just want to let you know there's a system in play. I'm not telling you which ones might be more or less successful. Plus, the dice can be a cruel master, so...
All right, guys. Well,
I pull out my phone and Google places one can locate teeth. See what kind of black market shit hits under that shit.
I'm surprised that a knucklehead is resorting to the internet, but wonders never cease.
Oh no, you shouldn't be. I'm Instagram, hardcore Instagram, social media.
Almost all of your responses, Ben, have to do with finding shark teeth at the beach. Because that's the answer that Google provides. The entire first page is shark teeth.
How to acquire human teeth legitimately.
Honestly, antique stores often have old human teeth. from way back when, but my character has no reason to know that.
Why do you know it?
I know that because I, at one point in my life, dated somebody that liked owning human teeth and things like that.
That's not the answer I expected. Okay.
I felt the need to make my Google search less creepy. How you get real human teeth for science projects?
There you go.
That seems a lot less creepy from my search history. I'm gonna let you know that there are not a lot of solid answers on this. Okay.
This is my surprised face.
All right, guys. Well, I'm thinking Poodle's the last resort. So, what do we want to try first? The morgue or the hospital? Wait, no. The morgue or the dentist?
I say we start with the dentist.
Yeah.
All right, Claire. Let's do it. We head back around and get in the truck and drive off to the hospital.
So you're headed to the morgue first?
Dentist.
Okay. So there's several dentists in town, in a town of this size. So there's probably 3 within reasonable distance that you know of, and so you pull up front. What's your plan here?
We haven't got that far. Well, we're driving over there. So what's the plan, Claire, for getting these teeth?
How
I
old are
don't
you?
know. I came up with the idea. Like, that doesn't mean I had it all thought out.
For my record, are you in
Good idea.
high school? Like senior high school?
Yeah.
You got any upcoming science projects?
I don't know. I don't pay attention to that stuff any more than I have to.
No, Claire, you do have an upcoming science project. Good idea, Mac.
Thanks,
But
Mark.
I just said I didn't know.
But you will for the purposes of getting these teeth, right? Nudge, nudge.
All right, which one of us looks more respectable between me and Mac?
Let me see what I'm wearing today. Odds is nerdy anime geek shit. Evens is like professional. Nerdy anime geek shit.
Let's see. Which one of us is more the age to be Claire's dad?
My chronological age, though, is only 25. So unless I had Claire when I was 7, John, you win by default.
Yeah.
All right. That's it, John.
Shoot.
That's
All right.
you.
Yep, that's me. All right, Claire. I'm your. Shoot. Do you think they'd believe Uncle, Grandpa? What do you think?
Sugar daddy. Sorry, John. I just wanted to see your face get stupid. All right, let's go.
These people are more vanilla than that.
Can I call you Papa?
Probably would be good for the cover story. I mean, I've got no good way of going in there. I'm just trying to think if there are any other solutions. I think, honestly, you guys doing that routine for a science project might be the best way.
All right. So we go in, and I walk up to the front desk or whatever, and I'm like, "Hi, we've got a weird question."
Hi. Do you guys have an appointment today?
No, we don't. But please hear us out.
If you need emergency dental care, there's actually a clinic at the hospital if you've got something that's broken, and they may be able to help you out. We don't do emergency appointments, but I can probably get you in for tomorrow.
No, nothing like that. You see, my daughter Claire here has a science project coming up.
Oh,
Yes.
okay.
This is purely an academic exercise, and she was wondering if you all had any spare teeth.
Like to look at?
Any that you pulled out and hadn't thrown away, it would really help us out.
I'm illegal. It's a biohazard. I don't even. I guess I could ask the dentist.
Or you could let us ask him, please.
Let me see if she's in. And she kind of leans over, and like the other person who's like the medical, records clerk is like.
I love this.
So
Okay, we've got 2 more
she
shots.
gets up and leaves, and you guys are just kind of hanging out there for a minute. So how normal do you guys look? Do you need to make a performance check of some sort, or do you look like totally legit business people asking for human teeth?
Well, not business people, right? I mean,
Yeah.
that would actually make it less legit. I just my regular
He looks like a regular uncle.
clothes. Yeah, I got like jeans and a vest and a button up.
All right. So
I'm
after
like
a couple of
wearing
minutes,
a tracksuit, I'm guessing,
After a couple of minutes, a man and a woman come out from the back. The woman looks to be in her late 30s, and the man probably his mid 40s. And the woman addresses you, and she's like, "I think I might have misunderstood something in the message. You guys are like looking to do a walkthrough of the office, maybe?"
I mean, that'd be really nice. We really like to see is where you keep the teeth you extract.
Yes, we'd like to walk through.
Well, I could just tell you that they go in a biohazard bin.
Where's that bin?
What?
I mean, I think you heard me.
That's nicely clear.
Are you going to make an intimidate roll there, or some other sort of?
I think you heard me.
I don't have intimidate. So.
Yeah, this is pretty far outside my character's forte.
Yeah.
So with charisma or with strength, depending on how you want to make that work.
I will roll it with charisma.
Okay. That's going to be a DC 8 because she's a little on her guard. And you're a 17-year-old girl.
Yeah. And I've got 1 success. It's a 10, though, but I don't have any specialties in charisma, so it's just 1.
Right, so she kind of like takes a step back and gives you a look, and you can see that she's like changing her estimation of you in some way, but like you've gotten inside her little processing loop. And she reaches towards the phone and she's like, I'm going to have to ask you guys to leave.
I try and stop her right there. I'm going to do a wits plus etiquette.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to try and convince her, hey, no, listen, I'm sorry that, she's coming off this way. She's just really excited about the idea for her science fair project. They want, she has gotten into dentistry. You know how kids are, and she it's really important to her to have these teeth on display. And I mean, it's not like I kept her baby teeth, so we don't really know where else to get them.
And so while this is all going on, like I'm gonna sit beside John's character, my side Mark, going rolling appearance plus expression to give the best please puppy dog eyes you could imagine.
And I'm like, hey, I understand if you can't give them to us. We just thought we'd ask. Doesn't hurt.
So you had 2 successes, right?
Yeah.
What's the DC on my charisma plus expression to help him? Not charisma, sorry, appearance plus expression. 7. Just 7, you said?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, that was 2 successes.
All right, you can feel like like it's like everyone was holding their breath and they kind of exhaled it just a little bit. Look, I'm sure there was some miscommunication here. Obviously, we can't give you like teeth of patience. That can't happen. But I can walk you around the office a little bit and give you a quick tour if you wanted.
Well, she would love that.
I'll walk around.
I'm gonna keep it
Are
up.
both of you going, or just Claire?
Just Claire.
Shit.
Okay. John, I'm gonna cue your common sense merit and say you two should probably go together.
I'm gonna go with him.
Best merit you could have bought.
All right.
Just save the game. Night 1, 2 hours in.
All right, so she starts taking you around. She's like, we have 4 exam rooms here. Each exam room is equipped with, modern top-of-the-line equipment, with lights, drills, vacuum equipment. Each event really requires 2 or 3 people, a hygienist, whether it's someone who's just like here to clean, or whether it's for like dental surgery. We offer some like dental surgery options here as well. We have our own X-ray machines in 2 of the rooms, and one of the new things that what's that?
I'm just like, isn't that cool, Claire? I assume that there's actually natural breaks in here because walking takes time.
Sure, yeah. And she's like, we also have a new 3D X-ray machine where you kind of bite on this thing and it whips around your head and produces a 3D scan of all of your teeth. And so we have all of these different rooms here. And
I'm scanning for the bio spins.
Yeah, there's actually one in every single room, like almost like one of those syringe drop things that you would see in doctors' offices.
How big are they?
They're about a foot tall, 4 or 5 inches deep, and about 8 inches wide.
Oh man, that's bigger than her purse.
I mean, they're bolted to the wall, right? Like it's a fixture.
Oh shoot. All right, I tap her on the shoulder. I'm like, hey, sorry, I really need to go to the bathroom. Could you tell me which way that is?
There's just down the hall and to the left.
Sorry, thank you, old man stuff.
I'm gonna at that point turn to the person giving the tour and say, so what advice would you have to a young person that wanted to end up in this field? Like, I'm a senior in high school right now. What should I do next if this is where I want to be?
You can see like her face light up, and she leans in
Exactly.
and she goes, "Let me talk to you about STEM." All right, John, you're headed to the bathroom. You have to traverse most of the hallway to get there.
Yeah, is there like unused rooms that aren't in view of anyone?
They're actually all unused, which is the only reason that you have the 100% attention of the dentist.
And there's like no attendants or anything hovering around, or like assistants or that kind of stuff?
No, they're like the female dentist and the male hygienist are both back with Claire, and the medical transcription lady and the receptionist are out front.
All right, I'm gonna pick the box closest to the door and duck around the corner and take a look at it. As you know, I always carry my toolkit with me. So, are there like screws or anything that I can use to pry it open, like a knife spot, something like that?
I mean, it's just a lid. It hinges up. You can open it.
Oh, I can just get in there. It's not like sealed or anything.
No, it's not actually like a sharp container that they're worried about. It's just a biohazard thing with with bags, like plastic looped around.
Okay. So there's teeth in this box here?
You'd have to open it up and see.
Oh, it's not clear. Okay, well, I'm gonna peer in.
So you open the lid and it's filled with several small trash bags, like small plastic bags.
I'm gonna take them and stuff them in my pocket.
Okay.
Yeah. And then
you have a fistful of plastic bags in your pocket.
Yeah. I'm gonna continue on to the bathroom, and step in, but I don't actually close the door yet in case the noise could be alerting or whatever. And I want to no. I'm gonna close the door. Let's look in those bags.
Inside the bags, there's kind of like a mixture of like saliva and bloody pulp and little flecks of something that's kind of cream colored.
Okay, no teeth. The
I mean,
teeth
unless
are
you're gonna like literally dig through the bags here. If you're just looking in the bag, that's what you got.
okay. You know what? I'm gonna pour them out in the sink and turn on the water.
Okay. Yeah. So there's bits of blood. There's like half coagulated like liquid junk, and there are 2 teeth in all of the bags you had, and a couple of pieces.
Okay. I'm gonna get those pieces, put it back in the bag, and we got 2 pieces.
Okay. Are you cleaning up that sink at all?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll use soap and a paper towel.
What are you gonna do with like the bags and like the gross kind of pieces of flesh in there?
Well, they'll get down the drain if I shove them, right? I mean, how big a piece of flesh are we talking about that's coming out of my mouth?
Yeah, just like little pieces of like gum and skin tissue.
Yeah.
Membrane.
Rinse that down. It's fine. If it doesn't rinse, I can always towel it into the toilet. No big deal.
All right. So you suitably clean everything up.
Yeah.
How are you fair? Are you putting these back in the plastic bags and putting those in your pocket?
Yeah. I need to keep the bags.
Okay.
It would occur
you should probably also flush a toilet while you're in here.
Yeah.
All right. So what next, John?
Well, I go back out into the hallway. How occupied is this dentist still?
There's no patients in here, so Claire and the little cohort have moved on. They're like 2 rooms closer to you than they were.
Okay, so they're in a room though, so I've still got actually like options here.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I'm gonna go ahead and grab the Yeah, I'm gonna grab the next bag. I'm gonna grab all the bags out of the next room. But I'm not gonna go back to the bathroom. I'm just gonna keep them in my pocket.
Okay. There's nothing in this next room.
Shoot. You think I can get away with the next one?
You can try.
All right, I'll try it.
Go ahead and roll. Yeah, dexterity and stealth.
Cool.
DC is 6. I mean, you don't have to be like overly sneaky. You just have to be kind of like regular sneaky person sneaky.
All right. Well, that's not what I got.
How many of those did you roll?
3.
Okay. Yeah. So you make a little bit of noise going in, but the trouble with that is you don't know how much, and you don't know what other people have heard. So you're in the room and you have made some noise.
I'm gonna just go ahead and pass on this one and act like I wandered into the wrong room and come back out and find them. And if I go to the room where they're at,
right into the male orderly as you turn the corner to enter the hallway.
Oh, okay. Whoa! Hey, didn't see you there.
Sir, did you get lost? The restroom's up here to the left.
I did actually. Thank you. I actually just came from there, and I was on my way back to my daughter, who's down here somewhere. And I'm looking around, like trying to listen for voices, figure out where she is, and I hear her voice down the hall, and I start walking off that way.
John, give me a perception alertness check before too long.
That is that's probably a fail.
Yep. Okay. You're in a hallway and you're headed back to Claire.
Right. So as I pop into the room, I'm like, "Hey, here y'all are. How's it going, sweetie?"
Hey there. It's great. I'm learning all about STEM.
All right. I guess I wait politely and see where are they at in the cut. Actually, it's no. All right. Well, hey, we really need to be going. But Claire really appreciates it, I'm sure. Isn't that right, Claire?
I do. Thank you so much for the tour.
Yep. Just don't forget, study hard, and you can do anything they can do.
Yep, that's right. Or even better.
Okay. You all have a good day.
All right, so on your way out, the receptionist actually hands you a business card, and she goes, "Hey, please remember us if you need any future dental work."
All right, I will do that.
Flash my perfect smile. Say, sure.
All right, we get back to the car.
I assume I have a perfect smile. I feel like that should come with that many dots.
I think you have a smile that people in Photoshop dental ads wish they had.
Yeah.
All right, guys, back to the truck.
All right, so when we get back into the car, I say, all right, so I rated 2 of those biohazard bins. The first one had a couple chips teeth in it. I didn't have time to look through the second one, but I don't think we're very close to our quota so far.
I mean, how many did you? We only need 9. There's got to be more dentistry places in town.
Yeah, there's a couple more, but I think we need a better plan if we're going to go do that again. Because if those offices are any busier, then I'm not going to have. I didn't have much rating time to begin with, and if they're any busier, I'm going to be severely limited.
Well, maybe one of the other offices will be more willing to just give them to us.
Where do the biohazard things go, do you think?
That's a good question.
That probably would have been a good question to ask of the office, although it would have been suspicious as all hell.
Hey, Mac, what's your phone say about that?
I cannot actively Google that at the moment.
I can Google that.
Thank you.
For the NSA FBI person who monitors our communications, it's just a game.
Although apparently it's very dark.
This is actually the light intro game.
I love it.
All right. I Google biohazard waste disposal near me.
It gives you the location of the hospital. You could also divine that there's probably specialty services that come and handle any kind of a thing like that and dispose of them properly.
Shoot. Well, we would that might not necessarily even be local.
It's likely not to be.
We need to figure out something here. I don't know that the hospital would be any easier. Like, there's probably the same disposal company that's putting them out there. And in the meantime, oh wait, the morgue. We could sneak into the morgue.
Guys, if we're gonna
There's
go
a
around
medical
dead
waste
bodies,
management company that picks up the containers, incinerate the teeth along with other biomedical waste.
Yeah, we don't know when their next stop will be.
It's probably not the weekend.
Yeah, we need these.
Where's the local Adit cemetery?
There's actually 2 cemeteries. There's an old one in town. Most of the graves there are pretty old. The well-to-do folks tended to be buried there. And then there's one that's a little bit further a ways out of town, and which was basically like a potter's field where working class folks mostly would have been buried. But now it's kind of mixed and matched, and it's less rigorously cast and forced.
What time of day is it?
It's mid-afternoon by now.
I don't know about grave robbing in the middle of the day. Maybe we should look at that one a bit later.
Yeah, no, that's fine. That's more a reference point for us, because that'll be our worst case scenario. We can definitely get the teeth if we have to that way.
Well, I'm thinking the hospital is our next best bet. I mean, those dentist offices seem pretty dodgy to me, unless y'all have a better plan.
I mean, does the orphanage have does anybody at the orphanage pretend to be the tooth fairy? And if so, do they have a bug
all the time?
Ooh, good question.
I mean, Claire, you were a child in the orphanage, and you certainly know that when you were losing teeth, there was a quarter under.
In that case, I suggest we go home and find the stock of teeth. My teeth went somewhere, guys. They went somewhere. And
You think they kept them or just threw them away?
That's a good question.
Mark, you're like faculty or something. What do they do with them?
I'm not that kind of faculty.
That's
Well,
funny.
who
In my
knows?
head, I envisioned that Mark was the freaking tooth fairy.
It
I don't
sounds
know
like
why.
you're all about to be the tooth fairy. Like, quite literally.
Kevin, do I know anything about who's the tooth fairy?
I think it would be safe to assume that it's probably either. I forgot what title I had for them. The man and woman couple who run the orphanage.
Okay. Yeah, I'll.
Let me grab my notes.
You know what? Why don't I just
Why don't you what?
call them? We don't have to drive all the way back.
You can do that.
Yeah. All right. I'll ring them up.
Hey,
The
at the
phone rings every
orphanage,
time.
who else is Faye? Is it just us who are Changeling? Are there more people at the orphanage who are Changeling?
Some of the kids who live there. I mean, it's since Mark is there, you guys actively kind of tried to make that a focal area for the Fae of the town to make sure that the kids are suitably watched through their chrysalis and seining and introduced into society so they don't get lost. But none of the other staff are, although you suspect that the old man has some changeling blood way back, and he's easily enchanted.
Okay.
I was. Thanks for asking that, Ben. I was totally assuming that they'd be Fae, and I'd just be like, yeah, the guy wants us to look for something to shoot.
Yeah, I figured that might be useful information for us to know. I figured that's what you're going to do.
I'll tell you a little bit about the couple that runs the orphanage. So they're a husband and wife named Constance and Walter. They're in their middle 60s. They're an African American couple. Walter actually grew up in the orphanage and came back. And as it was about to close, they actually negotiated with the state to keep it open and to take it over under new ownership. So they've been there for almost 20 years now. Through kind of an early retirement, Walter was a union factory worker, so he had a decent retirement. So he retired relatively early in his late 40s, and they've been running for about 20 years. So you guys are headed to the hospital?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, no, I thought we were gonna check in with the.
Oh, the orphanage, right?
Yeah. But we should probably.
You have to make a phone call, would you?
Yeah. No. If I have to enchant him, I think we should probably be in person.
Just as a rule standpoint for me, are you able to enchant people remotely? Like if you're talking to them, or do you have to physically be able to see them?
I would think you would need to actually touch them.
Okay.
I don't even know what enchanting means. I'm just guessing.
You spend a point of glamour, and they can see into the near dreaming.
Oh, well, how's that going to convince him to give me teeth?
It might not. I didn't suggest. You're the one who decided you were going to enchant this cat.
No, I think it was Robert. Robert, what's your plan?
I didn't decide to pop any glamour into this guy.
All right, not enchanted. Noted.
Around,
You just need to go back and look.
Although there is a potential in him in that when he becomes unenchanted, the mists will probably alter his memories somewhat.
There is that. But, I don't know.
All right, guys, let's enchant him and then appear to him as ghouls asking for teeth.
That is
We won't spare
Why
him.
would I appear as a ghoul? But I could be a 6'2" elf lady. Why would I be a ghoul?
I don't know. All right, but let's just be a bunch of weirdos then asking for teeth.
Claire, I know this might sound a little weird, but do you think when you showed him your elf form, you could convince him you were the Tooth Fairy? I mean, I know you don't have wings, but some of that might be applicable.
Maybe.
It's not like they know what they're looking for.
That's a cool idea. I like that. Claire, you should go for that.
I'm going to take that coin of glamour, the coin of dross, and I'm going to use it to pump a dot into this guy.
All
Nice.
right. So as soon as you guys get to the orphanage, he's pretty easy to hunt down. He's usually actually helping Mark with little projects or peeting around. He's actually repairing, in this instance, the roof over the well. So you actually notice that the well is remarkably well taken care of, and it's pretty clear that Walter actually pays an inordinate amount of time tending to the well, and that probably has something to do with his familiarity, at least genetically, with the dreaming. So you burn a point of glamour and enchant this poor dude and pop your dross to recoup it. So suddenly he stops, and you see him kind of relax, and you hear, oh, this is it. And he turns around, and there he is. His eyes kind of draw back. Will you guys go ahead and describe your Fey mean?
Look a lot like my normal self, but I go from like 5 foot to 6'2". I'm in a long flowing gown that looks kind of like it was made out of leaves, out of yellow and red autumn leaves.
Oh, cool.
And of course, my ever-present baton now looks like a mace.
So my guy essentially he loses height, unlike Robert. I go to about 5'3". And my guy becomes thicker and
Like
more
thick with
muscular
two
looking.
C's?
Say what?
Like THICC?
Like muscular thickness of a dwarf versus lean bodybuilder.
Thank you, Kevin.
My guy definitely is rocking a mohawk, and he's got an obnoxiously large red beard that more or less just comes down his chest, and frequently is only wearing pants and shoes, typically shirtless, covered in tattoos.
All right, so you are an elven dwarf.
Basically a dwarf, a leprechaun dwarf, yep.
And what does Mark look like?
So Mark, kind of turns into a nature scene. Like, his hair is actually like twigs, and it's not a wrinkly face. It's the gnarled bark of a walnut. His shirt, like between his vest, the line of blue shirt between the vest looks like a river flowing up with banked by trees. His pants become a couple bushes that sort of add a foreground to the whole scene, and so it's kind of like he's just nature. Nature's walking up on it.
Nature's walking up on it.
So Walter's chin is on his chest as he takes in this whole scene. But this is not his first rodeo, so he's not totally unable to act. He's just absorbing this sight of you three.
I'm going to say, hi there, Roger. I'm the Tooth Fairy, and I need the teeth you've been gathering for me. You've been gathering teeth for me for quite a while, right?
He kind of stammers, I'm Walter, but, what?
The teeth, Walter. I'm the Tooth Fairy. You've been collecting the teeth from your charges for me. It's time to deliver.
Oh, you're here for Ellie. She has a loose tooth.
You're not understanding, Walter.
She asked me to pull it out yesterday, but it wasn't quite ready, and I told her to just wait, and soon it would come out all by itself. But if it doesn't, we're going to have to do that doorknob trick.
I know you've done the trick before. What do you do with the teeth after you've done the trick?
I mean, typically the kids put them under their pillow.
Yeah. And then what happens? Because they should be going to me at that point, Wally. And they're not. There's been a holdup. I'm coming here to investigate what the holdup in the supply chain is.
I'm so glad I gave you this idea.
He's a little flabbergasted, and he says, I don't think we were keeping them. How could we forget not to keep them?
Would you just throw something so precious in the trash?
This dude starts to have like a full-on panic attack because he has pissed off the 6.5-foot tall tooth fairy who's holding a big mace.
This is amazing.
He's like, I just don't know. We didn't keep them. We just didn't keep them.
Did you throw them out back somewhere?
Probably just in the trash.
I was hoping.
Like there's some weird tooth boneyard out back.
Yep, just hoping.
We plant them to make terrifying trees. No, I guess we can start keeping them, but
You're really certain you haven't kept them before now. Maybe you should check with your partner. This is important, Wally.
Oh man, I'm cracking up.
he said, "You're right. We have to ask Constance," and he marches straight towards the house. Which you notice the house as you turn around. It seems to have grown in proportion. It still looks much the same, but it dominates the landscape in a way that it didn't. And as you look off over the hill, you can see that there are like pillars that almost seem to be holding up the sky. And in the very far off distance, you can actually see what looks like in the sky. It must be 20,000 feet tall, the shape of a very slow-moving deer moving across the landscape.
That's cool.
It's so far that you actually can't see all of it. It's like past the curve of the earth. So as you approach the house, are you guys following Walter?
I don't know if that's a good idea.
Yeah, I don't know if that's a good idea either.
I mean, he's
Apparently
going.
Robert's following Walter.
All right. So Walter walks right in, and he turns Constance around, and he says, "Where's the teeth, Connie? Where's the teeth?"
Oh my god.
Give us the teeth, Frank. Give us the teeth.
She's a little flabbergasted, and he says, "The tooth fairy needs them. She's right here."
I'm going to drop some glamour in Ellie, or whatever her name is now.
Oh, Robert's spending real glamour. Heck yeah.
I'm going to send, I'm
He's
too committed at this point.
What's your
I'm
glamour
following
level?
this all the way to the conclusion. I'm determined that we're not going to grave rob.
So, Robert, she has a banality of 4, which means you have to spend 4 points of glamour to enchant her.
Holy shit. Don't do it.
Oh, that's all the glamour I have, so I guess I'm not going to do that.
Okay.
Damn.
I feel like grave robbing is neutral.
I mean, I could drop the weird, and then she'd see me like I am, right?
Yeah, that would be the sledgehammer approach to that particular problem.
What do you think?
So she's frightened, and she's like, I just don't know what you mean. And he says, the teeth. Where do we keep the teeth for the children after we collect the money? And she says, we just throw them away, Walt. We just throw them away. Are you okay? Do we need to call the doc? And she like kind of starts backing away and looking for a phone.
He's fine. He'll be fine.
He says, I got to go find the teeth. And he turns around and he marches out.
I'm going to say, he was looking for me. I need them for a school project. Are you sure that you haven't saved any of the teeth? Have you at least saved my teeth?
No.
I mean, that really sucks to know that you took something like that of mine and you didn't save it.
It was a long time ago. I mean, that was, what, 9 years ago you lost your lost tooth?
And all of this time that you've been running the orphanage, I'm the first one who's complained about this, really.
Yeah.
That is absurd, Constance.
You're absurd.
Wouldn't it be weird if we kept the teeth?
It's really weird that you didn't.
Do you think that the adoptive parents want the old teeth?
You should be saving them in a box and giving them to us when we move on from your establishment.
John, Ben, what are you guys up to?
Waiting to see how Robert comes back out, bro.
Yeah. I guess this is a dry well.
Robert, by the time you make it outside, you see that Walter has returned with Ellie.
It's not what I meant, Wally.
Here.
Oh my god.
I mean,
This is not what I meant, Wally.
So she's like, look. And she uses her tongue and she's like flicking it back and forth.
Oh god.
But then again, I mean, if it is... How old is Ellie?
About 6.
Should take next to no glamour to convince her.
You think about doing a 6-year-old?
How hard would it be to enchant Ellie?
Ellie has like a banality rating of 1. I mean, she's a delightful 6-year-old, so just the 1 point.
I'm going to give 1 point of glamour to Ellie.
Her eyes get huge. Then she goes, look. And she moves with her tongue again.
Hi there, Ellie. I'm the Tooth Fairy.
Oh, are you coming tonight? Do I get a quarter?
Tell you what, Ellie. If you help me out and give me your tooth right now, instead of just the normal quarter, I'll give you a special surprise later. Better than the other kids get. Better than a quarter.
She crosses her arms and looks at you sideways. What kind of special surprise?
Well, it wouldn't be a surprise if I told you, would it, Ellie?
Then I'll just wait.
Shit.
How long do we have to fulfill this contract?
It needs to happen today.
One day.
Okay. I like that you're a shrewd businesswoman, Ellie. I can respect that.
Oh my god.
She's like, what about $100?
What?
What about $100?
What about $1? That's 4 times what I give the other kids.
Okay. Make a straight strength check if you're yoinking on this tooth.
All right. I rolled an 8 and a 2.
Snap! She yelps. And she's kind of holding her face, and then she goes, $1.
It'll be under your pillow tonight.
No, now.
That's how it works.
Am I here? Can I hear this?
Yeah, you're all standing right outside by the well.
Yeah. I give her $1.
My character's literally laughing.
My character does not have a dot in resources. I assume I don't have $1 to give her. To be fair,
She takes it, she holds it over her head, and she goes running back towards the home. She's like totally nonplussed about being enchanted.
It's awesome.
All right, we got
Nice work, Robert. Only
Well-
29 more to go.
Hey, while we're here, I'm gonna take the chance to go to the sink and get rid of the rest of these bags, or like empty them out.
Okay.
Yeah. What's my role for the tooth fragments? Good job, Robert.
All right. Altogether, the fragments equal 2 extra teeth.
so we're up to 5 teeth.
No,
5 out of 9.
You're up to 10 total.
Oh, we only needed
What?
9 plus the red cap tooth, right? Let's go get a red cap tooth.
You needed minimally 9. More is better.
Some of those are fragments. I don't know if they count for a full one.
And I will
I
point
see.
out that although this is a little bit crunchy, there are 3 tiers of success for this particular mission.
But thank you.
Well,
we're next.
Your turn, Ben.
do we know any red caps? I've participated with brilliant ideas, but unfortunately, your skill sets are more conducive.
Fair. That's fair. You were directing.
Everyone needs a leader. Fortunately, it's not the she tonight. Do we know any red caps, seriously? Like, besides that one dude? I mean, from the area? Do we know anything about them?
The red caps in this area are pretty reclusive, and they tend to stick to themselves, but you know that they all kind of hang out in the blocks.
Do red caps like to fight?
Yeah, red caps like to eat and fight.
If Ben challenged one to a fight, would they just fight him? Just because?
Probably for the sheer joy of it, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Of course, I could just go be myself and incite a fight. Seems way easier.
Oh, yeah. Good
I
point.
like this plan. You should just do that.
Guys want to go have some fun?
As in, watch you get hurt and pick up the teeth on the ground? Sounds great.
Won't be mine.
We'll see about that.
Off we go.
All right, you guys are like basically 2/3 of a mile from the entrance of the blocks. If you check out the map, there are 3 streets that encompass it, and that's 6 rows of kind of large, very kind of austere apartment dwellings. And it's a weird part of town. Like the fact that the Red Caps have been using this as their area has started to affect it. And it feels a lot grittier and a lot more urban than you would expect a town of 5,000 to have. And there's just an atmosphere of quality to the area.
This isn't where Puggle hangs out, right?
Poodle, and it is, yes.
Okay.
The blocks is on the bottom right of the map.
Correct.
And where's the home?
It's basically towards the center of the map, and it's surrounded by an old brick wall.
Gotcha.
There's like a wiggle, a little knoll.
So it doesn't actually detail how this works, but it basically just says, after only a few minutes, you can get a read on a person or group knowing exactly what to say to provoke a fight. Corresponding to fighting is an icebreaker and a form of rough and tumble bonding. They can prod anyone into throwing the first punch, which the target can resist through a willpower difficulty 8. This birth rate can be used to incite a fight between the Clericon and the target, or between the target and another person. So it doesn't
are you
really
picking a fight, or are you going to play a game called Let's You and Him Fight?
You and him fight, probably. And then if I don't like the outcome, I'll go make sure some teeth fall out.
All right, so they can resist through a DC 8. Okay.
So guess we just walk into the block.
All right,
Or at
so
least I just walk
approach. Go look for like a bar, or just gonna walk down the street looking for some red cat.
I've probably never been in this part of town. I'm just gonna walk around and see what the actual. I know you said it's like urban and gritty. I mean, are there bars everywhere? People outside, all over the place. Like, what's the deal?
Yeah, there's a couple of bars. It's just kind of like the apartments are like maybe 5-6 stories. They're tall buildings for Adit. It's actually there's a strangely not a lot of people hanging out. It feels almost deserted. At this point, it's definitely late afternoon, so we're talking like 5:30, 6 o'clock, and it's starting to get dark. So the skies kind of seems more overcast, and there's a malevolent feel to the air. And you actually don't see any people around you at this point.
It's not what I was anticipating to feel in this area, but okay. I just walk into one of the bars.
You know that maybe you've had this experience where you walk into a room and everything stops, And if it were a movie, there'd be like a record scratch.
Yep.
That's the case here. You walk into the bar and all conversation stops. Everyone turns to look at you because you're not from around here.
Well, I just look throughout the room, just take a casual, left to right. What do we see here?
It's a small place, just kind of a neighborhood bar. Think Eugene's, but less well kept. There's one pool table, and that's sort of currently dominated by 3 people who are playing, but they're not playing now, and they're looking at you.
Like the post office in Brewston, if anybody's been there.
Nah. Can changelings just see other changelings?
Yeah.
Right? That's how that works?
Yeah.
Do we see what we're looking for in here?
Yes. So the 3 people playing pool, they don't look like red caps that you've seen in the past. These guys are almost kind of like if a red cap and Slender Man had a crazy night, the illicit offspring of that. These guys are thin and their skin is pinched tight over their heads. Their hair is mostly shaven. What is there is red, and they may have like mohawks or spikes, but it's they're mostly bald with some hair. Their femines are actually quite tall. They're about 6.5 feet. But what's strange about them is their mortal seemings are actually all kind of generally attractive looking regular humans. They're nondescript, but they do not look the way that typical red caps do in their mortal forms.
But I definitely believe these to be red caps. I know you said their face seeming looks weird. Do I need to make like a gray mirror perception check or something to confirm, or are we just good to say they're red cap?
I got dogs barking. All right, so yeah, there's something off about them, but you can't quite put your finger on it.
Can I try and put my finger on it with some gray mirror?
Yeah, probably with some gray mirror.
What would the roll be to go with that? Gray mirror what?
Yeah, Kevin, gray mirror what?
Probably wits or intelligence.
I'm better at wits. Can I go with wits?
Sure.
I got a 9 and a 6 on that roll. John, do better than me.
9 and a 6.
Did they let me follow into this place, or am I outside because I'm 17?
To be fair, I just said I walked in and I never got hurted.
What?
You're totally fine.
Okay, then I'm rolling.
Like they're used to throwing out underage people.
Yeah, I got a 1 and a 10, so
I got an 8, a 2, and a 4.
So you guys would be familiar with the fact that there's the regular Kithane, and there are Galane, and there are Thalane, and that there are basically nightmarish versions of the typical Kiths, and these guys look like the nightmarish versions of red caps, which are like double extreme.
do they still count for teeth?
They probably, you don't know, but potentially, yes.
I bet it'll do. I bet it enough that I think you should knock one of their and get it for us.
Yeah. I'm gonna go up to the bar and get myself a drink, and I'm gonna walk over to the pool table.
All right, so these 3, as soon as you approach, they kind of come around the table so they're not standing too close to each other, and the table is not between them and you, except for one person who does keep the table between him and you. And he speaks first. Says, "You guys look like you're just a little bit lost." And when he smiles, it's too big. And not just like a little too big, it's almost like Mouth of Sauron too big. Like it's
so like
crazy.
a red cat.
Yeah, but it's somehow worse.
Ah, okay.
Oh, come now. We're not lost. Precisely where we mean to be. Just want some beer and some friendly game of pool.
I don't think you're going to find anything friendly here.
That smile looks friendly.
He kind of looks at you and says, You brought a noble here?
I brought myself here, sir.
You might want to put that on a leash before it gets in trouble.
Now I'm trying to decide if I want to incite a fight between you and this red cap.
I mean, melee plus dex is a 7-die pool.
I was just say, knock that shit out. No, that wasn't very nice. Come on, we're just looking for a game. Can put some money on the table.
I might be more inclined to something more interesting than money. What do you have in mind?
What do we want to do here? Man, guys, give me some good changeling ideas. I don't think like this. I'm not used to shit the changelings want. Obviously, I know what people want, but
think about the kind of bargains they would make in myths or fairy tales.
Like
costs measured in things other than dollars.
Yeah, like if I bet a lock of my hair against his tooth. I'm just not sure I want to do it.
That's a good thought.
What if we bet one of Mac's teeth against one of your teeth?
It's the worst idea ever.
Sounds good to me, Mac.
He kind of looks at you and he says, how about we do that? And I'm not sure if you're familiar with how my kind work.
With what?
I'm going to need, in addition to that, a liver.
His stick's getting pretty high, guys.
This needs to be a human liver?
No, shut up, Robert! Stop on her foot.
or changeling. I'm not really particular.
We can acquire it.
Well, I can get that at the supermarket.
We can acquire a liver.
No. Human.
God, why'd you guys have to continue talking?
Oh, it's great. I ain't got no subterfuge. This is fun.
So
why are we trying to make bets with these guys again? Why don't you just fight them?
Well, I originally just wanted to play pool. Then I was just gonna say, fuck it. I like this angle.
All right.
But
fuck it. Let's go. Let's get some livers. Let's trade some livers for some teeth, because that's
not actually what's happening. Because we don't actually have to give him any livers if we win. We just get teeth.
You've got a point there.
I'm just gonna start being insulting and inside a riot. Let's see here. Let me think. Your teeth don't even really look like they're worth this. I don't know why we came down here. You and your fucking goons. Fucking all this attitude. All I wanted to do was bet some money, have some drinks. The hell is this? And I just kind of push one of the dudes in front of me. Just start one. We won't even incite it. I'll just start it.
He takes the pole cue that he's holding.
Yep.
Bites the middle out of it, and then swings at you with the sharpened stake of it.
Yep.
So
Ben.
We're going to need to roll initiative for everybody.
6 plus dexterity plus wits.
Well, it's either a 6 or a D10. You can roll or take the average.
Oh, I rolled it.
Just dex plus wits.
Dex and wits. All right.
Wait, roll 1 die for each character in the scene, and add the character's initiative rating,
which is your dex and wits. It's 1 die plus your dex plus your wits.
You're only actually rolling 1, and then you just add the static number.
Correct.
Okay.
The number of your dex, the number of your wit.
I have a 7.
I have a 9 on the die. And then 6. So 15.
Wow.
Woo! You almost beat me. Christ.
What are you, Ben?
16. I rolled a
I
10.
didn't hear
That's
that.
the only 16. I rolled a 10. That's the only reason.
I rolled a 1.
Nice. And what do you roll? What do you add for your dex wits?
6.
Just 6.
So we all add 6. It's really just coming down to the dice. Great. I actually really like that.
Can tell I'll be buying an extra dot of wits.
That would be a lot. The third dot of wits would be a lot cheaper than a fifth dot of dexterity. I will say that.
That is what I was thinking.
I'll go off to college. I'll get a little knowledge, right?
Nice.
All right, so the lowest initiatives are two of the bad guys. The one who been pushed is actually going to reach out and attempt to bite him in the neck. The next bad guy is going to come across the table and move towards Robert. John, you're next.
Okay, I'm gonna try and grow a root out of the ground to trip the second guy who's adding. I'm gonna let Ben deal with the guy in front of him.
Okay. The third bad guy is actually going to take 2 steps back. Robert, you're up.
The guy that was stepping towards me.
Mhm.
That guy, right?
Yeah.
I'm gonna hit him in the teeth with my mace.
Okay. And Ben, then you're last first.
Since things are escalating rather quickly, I'm going to slide my brass knuckles onto my fist and then begin my boxing routine.
All right.
I don't know how that works. If that's an action to get those on, don't know. In this system,
I would assume it's just in your pocket, so unless
Yep.
it's in like a bag or something, you can probably just slip it on.
Okay. Slip on and deck this dude since he's trying to bite me in the fucking neck. So what is attacking this? Dex plus brawl in my case?
Yeah. DC 6.
Situation. So I got 10, 9, 10, 6 would be my above
That hits.
sixes.
So
Actually,
your damage would be strength plus 1. Does the brass knuckles impart an additional damage?
It changes it from bashing to lethal.
Oh, geez. Okay.
Fucker trying to bite my neck. I ain't about that. So, how to numbers? Because I remember in the old game, I don't know if this applies in this game, but like if I go to hit something, my successes over their dodge is added to extra damage. Is that how this works or no?
All right, so he can block, dodge, or parry. So it's a dex plus brawl to block.
Yeah, it's still the extra successes give bonus dice.
Cool.
I had 2 successes. How many did you have?
4.
All right, so your attack hits.
So it's 2 extra dice then? Is that right?
That's what John says.
Yep.
That's the way it works for me too.
Okay. One's applicable on damage. I never recall that.
No.
Okay,
They
that's
don't subtract.
4 lethal.
Jeez.
And as a free action, so sad. Wanted to keep it friendly, but you brought that weapon. Talking about the pool stick you broke.
I'm going to give you a 10% chance to knock out a tooth on that. All right, pick a number between 1 and 10, Ben.
7.
All right, no tooth gets knocked out. Robert, yours is the next action.
All right. I'm rolling. Okay.
It's based on your weapon, right?
If you're doing
Yeah.
a special
So I
maneuver.
guess I have 2 successes overall then.
Okay, he had 4 to dodge. Damn it. So he dodges your mace attack. So he pulls back just in time as it whiffs past him. He's like, "Ooh, okay, all right." So the next attack is had by the guy who just got punched in the face by Ben. So he's gonna make. He's just gonna take a swing with his pole cue.
Refresh my memory as well. How does the minus work from the health levels? Are those dices or subtraction to the die rolls?
It's subtraction of the dice pool, right?
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to remember shit. Sorry for all the questions.
No, that was a good one.
Those are 0 successes. So he swings his pool cue at you, but he's clearly rattled from where you hit him, and it's just nowhere even near you. It clangs into the ground. Next attack is John.
All right. So here comes the primal. Also, the effect I declared is way more precise than I think primal can actually pull off. But I'm don't really have much of a
It's
choice.
basically like you can produce some inside rain, or you can produce some inside fire, right?
Yeah, or plants, as it were. But I can't like precisely grow a root over the guy's leg to trip him. But I can like have a thicket spring up around him.
I would say that would definitely hinder his movement somewhat.
Yeah, so let's go with that.
But it's not like the snare spell for D&D.
Okay, and it's difficulty 8 by default. So I got 2 successes, which I guess is enough to let's see, do an example here is 3 successes could be a tangle of thorny vines, while 1 success would be flowers. So it's between flowers and a tangle of thorny vines.
So what about a thicket which is not thorny but merely dense?
Sure. Yeah, I'm down with that. I mean, it's really up to you. I did what I could.
That's all we could ask, John.
Okay, all right.
What is it?
That's all we could ask, John.
All right. The one who is taking a step backwards is now at the door of the bar, and he is opening the door. That is his action. And we are in a new round.
Do you reroll a nit every round, or does it continue through?
Reroll.
Dang! All right, let's roll.
Ooh, not as pleasant. 9.
15.
1 is the loneliest number that you'll ever see.
Is that a 10 or a 1?
It's 10 on a tens die, so it's a 1.
you were focused on the 0 on the screen. That's why I couldn't tell.
Yeah, it was a 1.
What's your total, Robert?
What?
7.
What's
His
your total?
was a 7.
Oh, my total's a 7. Yeah.
What's your dex score?
4.
Okay.
Not only do we all have the same number of dice. Oh, John, you're probably wits 4, aren't you?
Yep.
Okay.
So the one who is heading towards the door will open the door and step out into the alley. The one who is attacking Ben is going to attack Ben again. The one who is ensnared is going to move at like half of his movement rate, but he is going to pivot and move towards John.
Okay.
So, Robert, what's your next for declaring?
I'm going to try to smack that person in the face with my mace again. Try going for the teeth.
Okay. John?
I'm going to block the doorway with plants.
Okay. Ben?
I guess I'm going to hit this guy in front of me, but I have no intention to actually kill him. How do I
flip Ben and John, so we'll do it.
Well, if you're punching, it's bludgeoning, so you're not going to kill him. You'll knock him out.
I've got brass knuckles on.
Oh,
because he took a weapon.
you probably won't kill him. I mean, realistically.
I just did 4 health levels out of 7.
Yeah, but isn't it 7 and then another 7 to actually kill him?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
He will become unconscious when you reduce him to in-cap.
Okay. Well, John, you're up, buddy.
All right. So actually, John, I flipped you. So John, your action comes first.
Okay. Rolling dice, which is 3 for that and 4 for that.
I'm going to cue up your common sense again and suggest that it might be better to try to hinder the door than it is to hinder the person trying to open it.
Oh, door's my only chance anyway. I don't have Fae. But looks like I got no successes. So I guess I don't do anything.
No. Hey.
Ben?
Okay, you're staying with me. Okay, good boy. There you go. Okay. Good boy.
This would be considered a botch. Well, wait, no, I had a success. I just had more ones than successes.
It's not a botch.
Just failed. Just failed.
I'm still going to roll his dodge to. No, he succeeded. It was 3 successes. So you go to throw a punch, and he just kind of leans back just enough that you miss him.
Okay.
At which point we go to Robert.
All right, I'm gonna roll 6, 9, and a 7 that count as successes, and I got a 10 and a 9. So I'm up by 3. So that means I roll damage plus 3 dice.
Yep.
Maces are plus 2, so 5 successes.
All right. Pick a number between 1 and 10.
8.
You got 1 tooth.
Cool.
I mean, you don't have it right now. You knocked out a tooth, and it's on the ground.
Yeah, I figured that part.
Do we see that happen? Do we see the tooth fly?
I would say that Robert does because he's close. The rest of you would have to make a perception check because you're both otherwise occupied.
Perception.
I just want to giggle and say, nice work.
DC for that would be 8 since you're in the middle of combat.
Single 9.
All right. You catch a gleam out of the corner of your eye as you watch Robert's mace swipe across this dude's face and a tooth go tumbling across the bar at like 1/3 normal cinematic speed.
You're going fine.
Character literally just chuckles. Just says, nice one.
All right. So the bad guy gets the door and he peels out. He is now in the alley and outside of combat. The one that Robert just like walloped puts his hand up and he's like, "You got me, we're done." And the other guy's like, "Yeah, I'd say you guys won that one."
I'm keeping what you dropped. It's mine now. I won it. And I go pick up the tooth.
That was the deal anyway, but I think it was supposed to be his, so I'll have to sort that out.
Let's take that.
Perhaps you still owe him a tooth. Pull out another one.
I would remind you that
this was a bet on pool, but I like it.
These are potentially the thieves from the pawn shop. They might have teeth
in this entire slum, right? So is everyone in this entire slum, right?
Yes, but that might be something that you would want to explore.
Put the brass knuckles away or whatever.
Twirl it like a baton and smile. Holding the tooth in my other hand.
You guys found any of these lately? Just sort of notion at the tooth that Robert's holding now.
They both
How do you sense motive?
Awkwardly.
How do you sense motive?
Empathy and perception. That sound all right?
Sure.
Yeah, that does sound good.
This is a pretty low DC because I mean they clearly looked at each other, so like DC 4.
10, 8, 3.
Yeah, these guys know something.
Oh, so you do know something about that.
Look, yeah, I wasn't there. You'll have to take that up. You'll have to take that up with Poodle.
At the mention of Poodle, I'm more willing to let this pass because I don't want to piss off the leader of the block gang, even though we probably already have. But
They're all commoners. What are you guys worried about?
so I am a commoner too.
This goes above and beyond. I think we got what we came for.
Oh, yes, we did.
I'm content to let them go for the time being.
All
Yeah.
right.
Without going super investigative.
Let's go give a man a bag of teeth.
I also think we should stop by the graveyard since it's nighttime now.
And I want to let the bartender know on the way out that he's welcome for the flower feature.
The bartender's gone.
When did they duck out?
As soon as like 6 dudes started fighting seriously in the bar.
All right. Well, I'm gonna announce it to the room.
Is there anyone left? Is there anyone left in the
As
bar?
soon as a cheerleader started knocking people's teeth out with a baton, he decided he was done. What do you know?
So real
Just play
quickly,
today.
I make a perception larceny check to see if there's anything that I immediately note that I should quickly destroy to, like, I don't know if there's cameras in here, but you know what I mean, like anything I need to quickly destroy to try to hide the fact that we just legit used weapons and all this shit to avoid like human law shit. But I got a 9 and 2 1s, so I think it's safe to say that I see nothing worth changing.
You know that you probably should destroy something, but nothing presents itself as, immediately apparent.
It's fair. Well, guys, I don't see anything to destroy, so let's get out of here.
All right. Good call, Mac.
So where to?
Fuck out of here.
All right. So we got a red cap tooth. We've got the minimum number of other teeth. Yeah. Let's hit up the graveyard.
Let's hit up the graveyard. Let's get some more teeth. Let's get all 30. I don't have a problem digging up a grave.
Was it Saturday or was it Sunday?
Saturday.
Saturday.
Nice try, Robert.
Yeah.
You don't have school tomorrow.
Razor icky.
So are you going to the in the town graveyard or the out of town graveyard?
So see, I think the out of town it's a tough decision, guys, because the well-off people are likely to have better security, but they're also more likely to have their teeth.
I mean, I don't need like every tooth in the skull. Just need some.
All right, well, let's go to the out of town then.
I'm thinking these are going to be like the paupers and the poor people.
Least chance to be observed. I mean, that was the case, 100 years ago. These days, it's it's pretty mixed.
Yeah, because that rich person might have a mouthful of villains because he's been eating sugar and just paying for dentists rather than dealing with the consequences.
Maybe they don't mind filled teeth. I mean, we really don't know what the application is here.
So you guys are able to find 5 fresh plots.
Admittedly, this was my idea.
I'm not digging.
And I start digging after we find a shovel.
What do you start digging with?
I said after we find a shovel, we're going to have to get one.
I've never
back of my truck. My gardener truck.
Shovels to its visitors.
No.
No. I mean, we're going to have to get one, but whether we... What do you got in your truck?
I got shovels in my truck. This is my gardener's truck.
This is amazing. What luck.
That's reasonable.
I dig all the
But
time.
they're those annoying short-handled ones.
It just means I can use one in each hand really efficiently. Dual wield those shovels.
I don't know how you guys are going to pick which one you're going to exhume. It's going to be an extended skill check, and it's going to be strength plus athletics, and the three of you need to get. Huh?
I would feel that digging up a 6-foot grave would be more of a stamina activity than a strength.
I don't know. I'm good with strength. Shut up, John. Good with strength.
I'm going to roll charisma plus leadership to inspire the commoners to great effort.
So between the three of you, you need to get a total of 25 successes.
Okay. Out of how many rolls?
I mean, it depends on how long it takes.
All right, what would strength athletics?
What's the DC here?
It's not difficult to dig, so I'd say 5.
As a skilled gardener, I'm applying my stamina to this task.
All right, I'll
4 successes on the initial roll. After the 1 and the 9 cancel.
I got 3 successes.
Going to give them a rousing speech.
I want to hear the speech.
Shut up, Claire.
I rolled 3 6s.
Wow, that's got to be quite a speech.
It's a very mediocre speech. It's just long. What are you guys on your second round? Because you stopped talking.
Yeah, I
got
got
on the second.
2.
That's a total of 17, so you're at 14.
Can I use my crafts gardening instead of athletics?
No.
I really like your mindset though. Ooh,
Third round.
You said DC 5? That's only 2 successes this time. John, I'm getting tired.
I got 3. I'm not getting tired at all.
Man.
All right, so you're at 19 in the third round.
So we ought to get this on the 4th round.
Guys. But I mean, could you be a little faster?
4 success.
I'm having a little too much fun channeling this violinist I used to be in a band.
23.
Turns out.
I got 4.
I got 1 success that time.
24 in the fifth.
All right, John, we need a 25. Got to get it in this round.
I got a 1. Did you count that?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that got us to 24. Thanks for being 1 short of the number we needed, you turd.
Blame the speech.
Yeah, I wasn't inspired.
You just must not have listened correctly. Because I am inspiring. I have been told.
After the 1 cancels the 10, I've got 4.
I got 2.
So you have successfully exhumed one grave, and you are standing at a crushed box.
Well,
Are there 32 teeth in it?
Are there what?
Are there 32 teeth in it?
You'll have to open it up and see.
Yeah, you said a crushed wooden box? Just
A
try
crushed
to
box, not wood.
Okay, just try to pick the lid up.
That's going to be a strength check.
Okay.
I help.
Okay. If the two of you are helping, just get me a total of 3 successes.
DC 6?
Yeah.
I contributed nothing.
I slipped my grip because I failed, but I didn't botch.
All right. You can try it again at 1 DC higher.
Come on, guys.
All right, there we go.
All right. You hinge open the casket, and there is a corpse inside.
All right.
I bust that face up, princess.
This is so gross, guys.
What did you say, John?
I said bust that face up, princess.
I
It's sewn shut.
just kind of Oh, it's sewn shut.
I think Max should take care of it.
Have you ever seen the embalming process?
I have it. I reached into my pocket and grabbed the knife that's on my sheet. Those are the only two things I carry with me are a knife and frickin' knuckles. But sometimes I'll carry a gun, but I will definitively clarify that. But just whoosh with the knife, cut the stitches. After I take a deep breath, and then I cut them.
It is not a pleasant odor, but there are teeth there.
How many are we looking at here? I stick my fingers in the mouth and basically go, and then just try to see how many teeth are in there.
Darn near a full set.
Nice.
There we go.
Nice, Jonathan.
Well, guys, outside
Robert, will you
of
make a perception alertness check for me?
desecrating this corpse.
Just stay with me. There you go. Sorry, I was talking to my mouse.
That's all right. Perception alertness.
He's smiling. I don't like this.
Oh shoot! Yeah, let me roll that.
9 on my 2 dice.
All right. You notice that there is some movement towards the front of the cemetery. Ben, John, you guys are in this hole. What are you doing with this fellow?
You know, a good way to get these out, because outside like shattering the jaw.
Yeah,
I'd say there's a 4 out of 5 chance that Jonathan probably has pliers on him.
I don't know if we got. Well, I don't know. There's anything coming.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I haven't been alerted yet.
He says metagamingly.
So I grab my pliers and I start.
Yeah. I'm going to say, there's someone coming, guys. You should hurry up.
I use the shovel and bash at the jaw.
Jeez Louise!
What?
Robert, I'm going to invoke your common sense and say that you don't know that broken teeth will do the job.
How many teeth are on the lower jaw?
Half.
That's like 16. How many full teeth? How many teeth are in a human mouth?
16.
Roughly 32.
32
All right.
is the
I stick my hand in the corpse's mouth and just use my strength check to dislocate that jaw from the skull.
Nice.
There's
16 teeth.
I have no idea how much effort that would take.
Well, it is a corpse.
It's old.
It's not resisting. It's not too old because it was a freshly dug grave, remember?
Oh, freshly dug. That's true.
Do a strength check, DC 8, and I think you're going to need at least 2 successes.
6, 2, 10, 8.
Okay. It is dislocated.
Yeah, I was thinking it was an older corpse, and I had this great idea. But now that it's dislocated, maybe we can just cut it away.
Yeah. I grab my knife and try and sever the the connective tissue there.
This is so gross, guys.
I will ask you guys, about how long do you think that would take? Is that like a 5-minute endeavor?
2 seconds.
2 seconds?
Yeah, I'm pretty good with a knife.
I admire your confidence there, John.
I would say John's pretty good with a knife. 30 seconds. I would give him a
dexterity check and 2 successes at DC 7.
Yeah, just
it doesn't have to be pretty; it just has to be effective.
Just dex? I mean, I gotta add something to
that. Make an argument to me.
All right. I regularly have to use shears to prune plants. Therefore, I can use my gardening skill to aid me on connective tissue.
That feels like a stretch, but it's bold, so I will reduce the difficulty to 6 for you.
And I get to add my craft, right?
No.
He's going for the full downward dog with this one.
Well, I do more crafts than just gardening. I've got 3 points gardening, so I mean, I would say that crafts generally would apply to knife use on inanimate objects.
I don't think that's the case.
All right. Well, I rolled 2 4s. I hope you're happy.
You can give it a shot again.
I think you broke me with that one.
Let's say, Mac, this isn't working. What do you got?
Well,
Who knew grave robbing could be so complicated?
Our mistake was not
are you
taking.
guys not done yet? Come on, there's people coming.
Well, you better get in the hole and hide then. Or
I'm not getting down there. That is just not happening.
I think if the two of you work together, you can make this happen.
I will assist John.
All right.
What was the roll? Dexterity?
Maybe if you pull and John cuts, maybe that will help.
Survival for cutting up game. There we go.
All right, I'm down for that.
Ooh, good play.
That is good. That's actually the correct usage of that skill.
I do like your gardening attempt.
It was a good try. That was some yogic level stretching, and I liked it.
Do you guys have 3 successes between the two of you?
What was
I
it?
have a success.
Just 6.
Oh, that's a botch.
A true botch?
That is these are the dice I rolled.
Oh, jeez. There's nothing above 6 there at all?
Yeah, that's 2 3s, 2 4s, and a 1.
All right.
I mean, the corpse isn't resisting, 6 is to hit a moving target. If you think about it.
6 is like your standard DC for anything, for the most part, unless it's super easy.
Yeah.
John, I'm going to say that
You
you
might have
somehow...
more than 50-50 of hitting.
To be fair, to use a knife in combat, though, John, you're actually wrong. The DC to use a knife in combat's only 4.
Really?
It's really easy to cut somebody.
You're telling me
So,
it's easier
John-
to cut a guy in combat than to cut up a corpse?
But you're not just like stabbing it; you're butchering it, which is more difficult. But I'm going to say that you end up cutting yourself.
That's why
and you have
made like firefighters, right?
you have formaldehyde corpse juice in your cut.
Oh my god, that's gross.
I'll have to clean that later.
Ben, did you get 3 successes?
Shortly after the zombie virus takes hold.
Are we making any progress on this, Joe?
Ben, how many successes do you have?
I got a success.
All right, give it one more shot, guys.
Come on!
I'm about to bail on this plan.
Okay. I got a success.
All right. If it pulls free, you have a lower jaw.
This is the last. Okay, we're out.
All right. Yeah, I bound up out of the hole and head to the truck.
I think we have roughly 25 teeth.
25 feet, you say?
Teeth. Don't we have roughly 25 teeth?
Oh yeah. Let's count the spoils later. How close are these approachers?
You haven't actually seen anything. Just Robert saw some motion and reported that someone was coming.
Can I look around?
You can.
I mean,
if
we go driving off in the truck, all right, I'm gonna rip my license plate off and let's get out of here.
Sure, that's a good idea. What if a cop sees us driving home?
If you want it off, I'll get it
really,
off.
Mark, you're being reckless.
Yeah. What if a cop sees us?
You tell me.
I mean, I'm not gonna win a chase in a truck. That's for sure. So I don't know. I guess
your common sense tells you the longer you guys hem, the more likely that's a real thing that's going to happen.
Let's just get in the truck and go.
Okay. We're gonna fill the
All right,
hole.
once you guys make it.
No,
You guys did not.
We're booking. We're not filling any hole.
We don't. Yeah, we got.
So By the time you guys have made it back in town, you've made a couple of turns. You see 3 sheriff's deputies' cars, lights and sirens, blowing past you, headed out of town.
Nice.
Okay, guys. I just want you to know we fucked up royally on night 1. This will be fun. we have to climb up on our ability, but
I think these DCs are too high.
I don't know. I think that was really successful, guys. We got all the teeth. I don't see a problem here.
Are you headed back to from Rust Pond?
Yeah, let's head on over.
That struck me as really clever when I wrote that. I hope that hangs
I
out.
like it. Yeah, that's a good one.
All right, so you guys arrive back. You guys are like dirty, like super dirty. You just like excavated an entire grave.
Not all of us.
Not you, Robert. You're pristine.
well, Claire,
So,
good night. Give him a big hug. No, kidding.
Don't
Brazier
touch
meets
me.
you, and he says, "You guys are alive. I mean, welcome back." So,
why did you think we wouldn't be?
How many teeth?
Do you not believe in the tooth fairy, Wally? We're not talking to Wally. Sorry. We've been back to the pawn shop guy. Never mind.
Hey, come on now. Give us some credit.
So you guys found a total of 26 human teeth and 1 red cap tooth.
Awesome.
So how many did you get?
Well, you'll be happy to know that we got 26.
Wow, really?
Plus a red cap tooth.
Wow. Well, give him over. Give him over. Yeah, hand over.
Who was holding him? Do we all have them individually on us? I guess Ben just has a jaw.
Yeah, I have a jaw.
Yeah.
I've been holding on to that red cap too. I didn't hand it to anybody.
And he's like, I didn't know it would be on the cob, but okay.
On the cob. Yeah, I hand him the my medical bags that I got.
All right, he kind of holds those out at a distance. You guys should come back tomorrow. This is gonna. So we will retcon that and speed up to tomorrow morning.
Sure.
So the pawn shop, and you see sitting at the counter, dejected.
The guy?
Yeah.
What's wrong?
Face.
I finished it. It was great, but the noble said it wasn't enough. And he said that he wasn't going to pay for it.
Wow, man. You didn't have any kind of contract with him?
Well, he's noble.
I still enter into contracts. What? Nobles still do contracts. What's wrong with you, sir?
Yeah, but sometimes they can change the contract. Look, it doesn't matter. Thanks for helping me out. I don't even need this thing anymore. You guys are welcome to it. And he slides this across the counter.
Rusty scissors? Wait, is
Teeth
there?
scissors.
Whoa. Okay.
So
What is that even
this is
for?
This is a pocket maw, and considering that it has a red cap tooth included, it can cut through any object that it is presented to. I don't know why that's not focusing, but it is basically into a series of shears.
Hey, that going, that'd really come in handy at the shop.
I can't even use this. Your oath is fulfilled, and you feel a snap from the dreaming. You'll still receive your discount, but you guys can have this thing. I've got bigger problems now.
All right, man. Sorry that wasn't enough. I mean, let us know if there's anything we can do to help.
Yeah, and I mean, at this point, he's not even really listening to you guys anymore. He's just sitting there, hunched over, looking very old and small.
Oh, man.
So I don't know which one of you wants to carry that puppy around.
Me.
There's your pocket maw.
You take that, John.
You don't want the teeth scissors?
No, man, that's so gross.
All right,
Mac.
I don't even want that. That's gross, man. I mean, don't get me wrong. I totally just ripped a jaw out. I say as we're like exiting the building, but that shit's gross.
I mean, don't get me wrong; they look useful, so you should carry them wherever we go. But like, keep them hidden because they're gross.
yeah, I bet these things stay real sharp.
We should test them out later, though.
This gives me inspiration for my next topiary.
That's awful. All right, guys. So that concludes the Toothless 1.0 of Changeling 20th anniversary.
Yay!
All right, guys. So overall, we may have beat the mission, but we failed at so many little things we need to be cognizant of in the future, and hope that we'll just be forgiven game one.
I can't even.
Awesome. I don't see what I don't know what you're talking about. That.
I could have changed our appearance at any time throughout this mission and just forgot about it.
What would that have?
Yeah.
Didn't have to look like ourselves to be caught on any camera. Didn't have to fight the people as ourselves to be reported back to. I am a borderline celebrity with some fame. lots of little things we could have done better for the future.
That's a really mortal.
And I'm a growing urban legend about a majorette who kicks ass. I'm okay with this.
I mean, to be fair, Robert is probably known by every guy in the town. Just to be perfectly fair. That's not what I mean. I just mean your general appearance is high enough that people probably talk about you. You are unearthly.
And the flaw for Autumn she is that we're unforgettable. Like if you talk to me, you'll remember it forever. And that's even if I didn't have an appearance like I did.
So, point is, guys, some tiny improvements for our character's health in the future, but I loved session one.
That was really fun, guys.
Lots of good creative solutions, lots of fun ideas. Liked it.
So I'll go ahead and read to you the potential collection methods I had devised.
Yeah, I want to know.
Tooth Fairy mission in the Adit home. Although I was envisioning you actually sneaking around at night collecting teeth, which would have yielded 1d4 teeth. Stealing them from a dentist's office would yield 1d4. If you could pull off buying them, it would have yielded 1d6. Stealing or buying them from a funeral home would have been 1d8. Robbing a freshly dug grave was 1d10, but that was hilarious, so I opted for 16. If you had successfully picked a fight with the Redcaps and you had stopped that guy who left, he had the bag on him from the previous one. He would have had 1d20 plus 5. And those were the options that I came up with. But your guys' options were really good.
Yeah, and great prep work by Kevin. That was good.
Yeah, that was wonderful prep work.
Cool. Well, thanks guys for joining us. I will 2 weeks from tonight, right?
Yeah. Cool.
And
so does that warrant a singular XP?
I think it warrants 3 actually.
Yay!
For arriving, play, and plot.
Oh yeah.
Nice.
Good time, guys. Thanks, everyone.
Thank you.
Yeah, that was
Right.
great. Thanks.
Night.
Dream on, everybody.
Later.
Dream on.